I used to catch like everyone else until I made one small change in college that completely transformed my game behind the plate. And honestly, I wish I'd done it sooner. Let me show you what happened. If you're new here, my name is Courtney Hokanson. I spent 15 years of trial and error behind the plate before I found out what actually worked. I went from playing Division III softball to bringing my career overseas, and a huge reason for that is because I started to completely change my game behind the plate halfway through college by dropping into a knee down stance. Now I teach catchers how to catch like this too, so that they can reach their full potential way sooner than I ever did. For most of my life, I caught with both feet on the ground. And for the most part, I did pretty good. I even started right away in college. However, there were things that I constantly struggled with behind the plate. For example, I always struggled with those low pitches and having a little bit of a glove bounce. My throws to second weren't as consistent as I wanted them to be, and I found myself oftentimes standing up a little bit too high in my stance, and that would block the umpire's vision. I was doing a lot really well behind the plate, but I didn't realize that there was actually a solution for the things that were holding me back the most. Halfway through my college career, we got a brand new catching coach who came in and encouraged me to try something different behind the plate: putting my knee on the ground. My first thought, why fix something that's not broken? I was already starting, named to the all-conference team, and doing pretty well. And honestly, I didn't think it would work. How could putting my knee on the ground actually make me better? But as an athlete, you learn to trust the process. So I decided to give it a try, even while staying skeptical. And looking back now, it was one of the best decisions that I ever made. I got to practice it for a few months before actually bringing it into a game, and something happened that I never expected. I got so much better. My receiving improved massively. More strikes were called for my pitcher, and that same season, my pitcher was named to the All-American team for the first time. Not only just for that season, but also for the 2 years following as well. Now let me clarify, a catcher is not the only reason a pitcher succeeds. However, good receiving helps a ton and changes the game. Also, blocking was way easier than it ever had been before. Throughout that entire season, I had 0 pass balls. That was the first time in my entire life that had happened. Not only throughout the regular season, but also throughout the postseason as well. And then for throwing, I had never been quicker or more accurate in my entire life. Not many runners stole on me, and when they did, it was almost a guaranteed out. And it's not just me. I've worked with hundreds of catchers who felt stuck or unsure behind the plate, and then they learned this knee down stance and their confidence shot up so quickly. Now let me be honest for a second. The stance at first was super awkward for me. How was I supposed to move from that position with a knee on the ground? I started to learn it in September 2021, and I had a few months to practice it before bringing it into a game in February 2022. Before bringing it into a game for the first time, I had so many doubts. What if I mess up? What if there's a pass ball? What if runners always steal on me? I had so many doubts, but I did it scared anyway, and it ended up paying off. It took adjustments, completely changing my receiving style and trusting my body in a completely different position. It wasn't natural right away, but it was worth every second of practice. After years of learning the stance and coaching hundreds of catchers, here are my 3 best tips for any catcher who's wanting to try it. Number 1, be open to feeling uncomfortable. It will feel awkward at first, but trust the process. Number 2, introduce it gradually into games. Try it out first with no runners on base, and then bring it in gradually as you get more comfortable with it. Number 3, focus on the way that you get into the knee down stance. So you start in a traditional stance, and I want your glove side knee to shift right underneath you. I want your heels to be right under your hips, for your knees to be slightly broader than shoulder width apart, and for you to stay on the ball of your glove side foot. When you're on the ball of your glove side foot, you're able to be way more mobile so that you can block, throw, and pop up for those high pitches. A lot of times when I see catchers starting to use this stance, their throwing side foot is a little bit too out in front. So make sure your throwing side foot stays right underneath your hip as well. Switching my stance wasn't just about technique. It completely changed my confidence and my performance. It gave me the skills that my pitcher and my team needed from me to perform well behind the plate. That first year I used it, and the following 2 years as well, my team won our conference championship and got to the NCAA tournament. Switching to this style of catching prepared me so well for those 3 seasons so that I could perform well behind the plate And it's the reason I was able to eventually bring my career overseas. Going through this transformation with my skill set is now the reason I coach catchers all around the world and teach them to gain confidence and elevate their game just like I did. Confidence behind the plate isn't just about physical skill. It's about trusting yourself and your stance. Seeing my athletes gain confidence behind the plate just like I did reminds me just how powerful one change can be for a catcher's performance and their mindset. Here are some things they have to say about it.
I feel more secure in it. Like before it was like, yeah, you're good, but like going against certain people, like where are you going to fall? But like this is like, I know where I'm at, I know what I can do, and I feel good about that, and I feel secure in my abilities and not questioning it as much.
My confidence levels, like, they were good. Like I felt confident in what I was doing, like how I was taught to do the beyond stance.
Mhm.
But once I started this program, like it just like opened my eyes to like a better way to do it. And now I'm just like so much more confident in what I'm doing.
I feel really, really good. Like I'm going into practice like every day and I'm looking at how much I've improved and I feel like in any aspect I can easily like frame a pitch and get it called a strike like 90% of the time. Blocking has improved. I can definitely block a ball much easier and with much more confidence. And now throwing down has gone probably up to like 80-90%.
I really wasn't using the knee down stance at all. I'm really more confident with my catching skills now.
If you're a softball catcher struggling with consistency or confidence, give the knee down stance a try. I teach catchers how to do this and build confidence behind the plate. If you're looking for that step-by-step process, apply to work with me using the link below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe for more tips to elevate your game.